All right, guys, let's get going. What's that? Where is it? Where is David? You want to take?
Matthew and I are going to talk to you guys today about why clubs are great. So first of all, Gilman is really willing to help you guys out. For mock trial, we're always given a bus to go to our competitions, barbecue club. If we ask maintenance to bring up the grills, trash cans, whatever, it's always there for us when we need it. Teachers will be as hands-on or hands-off as you want. If you just want to learn from the teacher, they'll be willing to teach you. If you want to actually run it yourself, they'll be more than willing to let you do that. They're really great if you have an interest that requires multiple people, resources that you don't have the means to get, or you just want to have a structured debate or discussion. So we have a lot of good clubs for that, like The Office, the political discussion clubs, and the new Game of Thrones club. And if you like winning, there are a ton of really competitive clubs that are really good at what they do, like Model UN, Classics Club, Robotics, Cybersecurity, and Debate. They've all won awards in their competitions, and they're all really fun. And finally, most importantly, they're all really fun. And they're certainly better than going to study hall.
All right, so not as like a plug for Classics Club, but when I was a freshman, this would have been around October. I didn't know what Classics Club was, and I kind of just went into Mr. Houston's room. He doesn't teach here anymore, but basically what I found there was it was a group of students that was like juniors, seniors, sophomores, everyone was there, and Mr. Houston had cookies and tea, and basically we just sat there. We talked about a couple things about Classics Club and what it was. It was kind of about Latin, ITSAC, and basically we just did some games and fun questions. So basically the point is that all these clubs are a really good way to reach out to other people from different classes and also to see a different side of teachers. Like, you don't know what other teachers might have to do in their spare time or what they're interested in. I know, Mr. Miles, if you ever want to start a coffee club, wherever you are, you should start a coffee club. But yeah, so we have a club fair today, 5th period, starting at 3 o'clock for the freshmen in the Lumen Center in the annex. Club presidents, I advise you to get here at around 2:30 to 2:45 to set up. We have some signs for you guys, and we have assigned locations for you guys to be. Basically, have a sheet of paper, have members sign up, and for the freshmen, sophomores, anyone that comes by, if you want to sign up for a club, just go talk to the club member there, and then just sign up, and you should be good.
And I'll talk a little bit about some of the changes we've made for this school year. And again, you know, the purpose of having a club program and for having dedicated time to meet is it gives you an opportunity to explore things, explore shared interests that don't necessarily fit within the curriculum, and you get to do it with faculty members, which is pretty cool as well. So this year, like I said, we've got a few changes. We're going to have clubs meeting on Tuesdays and Fridays during 5th period. So there's no study hall for freshmen and sophomores on Fridays during 5th, and that's the time that the clubs will meet, most of the clubs. Meetings will take place once a cycle. You'll be assigned a day, and you'll be assigned a location as well, and you're expected to meet on that day in that location with your club advisor who will take attendance. All right. You may not miss an academic or athletic obligation to attend a club meeting, it's important that you understand that. If you have a lab that you need to do, or a rehearsal, if you have a class that meets during 5th period, that is your primary obligation. If you have an early dismissal, you don't want to miss the bus because you're at a club meeting. Your primary obligation are your academic and athletic responsibilities. There are a handful of clubs that will not meet during 5th period. They don't need to meet once a cycle. And those clubs will meet typically during lunch or whenever it's convenient for the members and their faculty advisor. And those clubs include things like, you know, the Business Club, Dunks for Diabetes, Model UN Mock Trial, and there are quite a few of those. So they will not be assigned a 5th period time on Tuesdays or Fridays. And again, freshmen and sophomores, the only time you're going to be allowed to attend a club meeting is on Tuesdays and Fridays. Otherwise, you're expected to be in study hall or meeting with teachers, or one of the AC labs, math lab, or writing center. It's also important to note for freshmen and sophomores, you are not obligated to join a club. If don't feel like you have to sign up for something on Tuesday. If there's nothing that's of interest to you, you don't have to join a club just to join a club. There is the option of going to study hall in CT20 or Centennial Hall. You can always go, the math lab, the AC lab, and the writing center will be open every fifth period, so you have those options. But it is important to understand, freshmen and sophomores, that if you're not signed up for a club, you have to go to one of these places, to study hall or to one of the labs. We have to be accountable for your whereabouts during fifth period. So you need to go someplace and make sure that you're signed in. What we're going to do, we're going to have clubs scheduled on alternating weeks. So we'll have an A week and a B week. And in Mr. Smith's nightly memo, he will indicate whether or not this is an A week for club or B week for club. And you'll have, these signs will be posted. They're still kind of a work in progress, but by next Tuesday they'll be posted. And you'll have the club name, the meeting location, and the advisor. Okay, and so during, on Tuesdays and Fridays, that's where you go. So for A week, the Science Club is meeting on Friday. The Chamber Music Club is meeting on Tuesdays. The following week, those clubs won't meet on Friday, or on Tuesday and Friday. We'll have different clubs. So, you know, during a B week, you could go to the Environmental Club on Tuesday and then go to the Math Club on Friday. All right? So you've got a lot of options here. You just need to make sure that you are in one of these locations. So either in a club or study hall, AC lab, math lab, or the writing center. Okay? Today, during fifth period, we're going to start off, the freshmen are going to report to CT20 for study hall for about half an hour. Okay? Sophomores can go after your fourth period class, assuming you don't have an obligation or you're not going to come here, the Guerrilla Vets, then you can go to the club fair, which will be in the Lumen Center. At around 3 o'clock, the freshmen will be released from CT20, and they can go down to the club fair and hang out, and hopefully there'll be some Ritas left over. Sound good? Anything I'm missing? Yeah, you do. You have to make sure that you are that you're signed in on Tuesdays and Fridays to wherever you're hanging out. You can't go off campus. You can't hang out in a classroom by yourself. You need to be either at a club or in study hall or math lab, AC lab, or the writing center. Okay. This is a work in progress. We're trying this out. I mean, I think ultimately this is going to be really good. There will likely be some growing pains in the first 2 cycles, but I think this is it's a good opportunity. We're setting aside, we're dedicating time for you to explore your interests, and hopefully we'll find that clubs are a little bit more productive, and because they're able to meet regularly this year. All right. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to come by and see me. That's all I got.
So obviously volleyball, big game today, Jersey team. Also soccer goes out today against Mount St. Joe. That's a big game for them, so pat those guys on the back. Cross country has a meet tomorrow in Pennsylvania if you want to go up there. I doubt it. And then football goes and plays a good Episcopal team from Virginia tomorrow. So, you know, if you want to come down there,
looks interesting.